Hey, what is up guys, this is Cap here, and today I'm going to talk about a new theory going along with mindful education. Newest episode on Steven Universe, episode 108, or episode 4 of, the new season. And honestly, I watched it, and I had to, step back for a moment, because it was a different kind of episode. I mean, it was really something that made me process before I came up with any kind of theory. In fact, I even downloaded the 3-minute song. First time I ever, they made a literal 3-minute song out of this episode, and I had to sit back, download it on my phone, and listen to it about 100 times before I actually formulated this theory completely, because I knew there was one here and I wanted to make it. And before I get into that, I wanted to say a little bit of kind of a thank you. I've been getting a lot of views on my last videos. I got so far, I think 391 was my last count for the one I made about Green Diamond, and then the one about the Gem War has about I think 802 right now. That's really amazing. I really thank y'all for all that, and I really appreciate it. Also, next week I'll be having a kind of theory bomb week, kind of like Steven Bomb. For 5 days straight, from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, before 6 o'clock, I'll have a video posted, each one about a little mini theory or a big theory. So if you want to see more of that, just subscribe, like, comment. But before we get into anything like that, let's get into this theory. Alright, so what happens when you fuse? What is it like for the people that fuse? I mean, I understand. So what do we actually know? So according to Garnet, when you fuse, you forget what it's like to be alone. Okay, but what does that mean? It's kind of hard to say, really. But again, where do you go? What happens? What is going on inside the mind? That's kind of what this episode explains, but not fully. So, just for a little background, because I know you've probably already all seen it, and if not, this is a little bit spoiler part. So, sorry about this. So in the episode, Connie was thinking about, about how she flipped over a dude who just bumped her in the hallway. Her training kicked in and she attacked him and ran off, and this was kind of haunting her. Like, she did this as an innocent person she didn't even know. So when they fused, her mind was just thinking about that, while Steven was only thinking about the task at hand. She wasn't fully focused, so the fusion came undone. So first thing this tells me, that when you fuse for a purpose, obviously. Like when Garnet and Amethyst fused to take down the communication hub, or when Pearl and Garnet fused to take down the communication hub. They had a simple goal in mind: destroy the hub. And they fused, and they did that. They were focused on that goal, to get that done, and that's why they fused. In Giant Woman, Amethyst and Pearl fused to save Steven from the giant bird. After they saved him, they came undone. So for that short time, they got over their differences, and they fused. But again, what does it say about the mindset of the fusion? What happens to the people that fuse? Because if you've noticed, the fusion, like when Pearl and Amethyst made Opal and Giant Woman, that fusion still had the memories of Steven singing the song to Amethyst and Pearl. It had those memories inside of its brain, thinking about them, contemplating them, and can still relay them. So originally a lot of people thought, including myself, that when they fuse, the two consciousnesses fuse into one, becoming a new person, while still having the memory of both. But then there still begs the question: what about when Garnet and Pearl fused to take down the communication hub 3 times? Wouldn't Garnet have already known why Pearl wanted to fuse? But she didn't. She had no idea. So that tells me that Pearl had these memories inside of her, but Garnet didn't know about them. How could Garnet not know about them if both of their minds were basically fused and created a new person with both memories? So they don't really have both memories, but they can still relay the memories? How is that possible? In this episode, Garnet goes over it in her song. She shows how when Sapphire was flustered with all these memories and stuff, she was the only one flustered, while Ruby was not. Ruby was just focused on one little thought. And when Ruby finally got over that thought, she was able to help Sapphire with her thoughts. I mean, that kind of gets me though. So what does that say? And as the song is coming to a conclusion, it says that they can just lay down and watch the memories fly by. So honestly, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up because I've been rambling, throwing out facts out there. So what a fusion is to me: two people fuse, and it creates a third person. Because while they were doing this, Stevonnie had her own consciousness, while in their mind, in that mental state that they were going through, in that kind of meditation, Connie and Steven still had their consciousness. They could still have conversations through Stevonnie, and Stevonnie could have her own kind of realizations, her own anger, while still contributing to theirs. So what a fusion is to me, and what I honestly think it is, what this episode showed me, fusion is two people inside of basically like kind of purgatory, having a conversation, a dance, a relationship, whatever they were doing or whatever they feel, they're in there discussing it, showing their emotions, being together, and they are together. Kind of like, I think that's the reason that they fusion dance. They don't actually have to dance to fuse, because Amethyst and Steven don't have to do it. They just have to touch. I think the dance is their way of keeping together. So that's what they're doing inside there. They're dancing, they're communicating, they're conversating. They're just showing their relationship on the inside, while a third person comes in, through their personalities and through their powers, creates a new consciousness. And honestly, that's what I think fusion is. So yeah, guys, tell me what you think of these thoughts on fusion. So yeah, guys, tell me what you think of this theory. Tell me what you think of the idea of fusion that I kind of put out there. I know this video is a little bit longer than usual. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. I tried to keep them at least 5 to 6 minutes at most. This one went about 8 minutes. But yeah, guys, if you want to see more of these videos and you're excited for Theory Bomb Week, which is kind of when I'm going to, again, I'll be posting videos all through the main school week kind of thing around 6 o'clock. Check it out, subscribe, like, comment, and tell me what you think of, the idea of fusion, of my idea of fusion. So yeah, guys, it's been the Cap, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.